Hello and welcome to Red's Canvas. This video is my second part of my thumbnail series. In the previous video, the first part of this series, I shared how I researched and planned my thumbnail for the webtoon platform. It has everything from size and resolution, and also I added 3 strict do's and don'ts that you should keep in mind before making or starting a thumbnail. This video will be about how I sketched and colored the same thumbnail. Hello, and if it's your first time watching my video, I am a digital artist and a comic creator from past month. I am creating a comic which will be named Stolen Hearts. I will publish it on Webtoon Canvas platform. This is where we left the last video, where I decided on the pose that I am going to use for my thumbnail. Now let's just start with the line art. I am using a gel pen, Turnip. It is my go-to gel pen for all my comic panels. This video is just a draw with me or spend time with me video. Don't take it as a full tutorial. I will be sharing all the steps though. But if you want the tutorial on how I color and render everything, you should watch my ultimate guide video, which I will drop over here. I inspired my comic style from cell shading. Now here I am not using a vector layer, I am just using a simple raster layer for the line art. You can also use vector layer, they are super easy, but the thing with them is they do not fill how I fill my color with the fill tool. I always draw hairs without a rough line art because for me they are just random and I am just natural at drawing them. Always start with the face and the hairs because they are like the most important thing and the most viewed thing on your comic or anywhere else, because people just want to see emotions first. Now I'm jumping onto the clothes, and for clothes I always have reference lying around because I'm not that good at drawing them actually, and having reference at the side helps a lot. I always use a brown color, not a black color, for my line art because for me black is extreme, I guess, and brown color matches the clothes as well as the skin, so that's why brown is what I prefer. In the previous video we decided upon adding elements like bread or bakery tools or notepad, but I changed my mind and I stick with another plan. I will be showing it at the end, and I think it matches my whole story rather than matching a few episodes from the start. Okay, I will just stop here because I'm not going to do any spoilers for you guys. After doing Logan's line art, I am going to do Keith's line art on another layer because if I make any mistakes, I will make sure to not spoil my final line art of Logan. Comic has been evolving from past month, I guess. First Keith hairs were short, a dark pink of color. Now I will be giving her a little reddish tone. I have made the first episode 3 times and now I am stuck with the art block and I am not doing any panels in the first episode since 2-3 days. So I decided I'll make a thumbnail and I'll just get out of this art block by doing something else in this comic, and I think it helped. Making the thumbnail inspired me into the story. I can just hope that I am able to make first 2 episodes and put it out there for you guys till the end of this month. Now that Keith's hair are almost done, I am erasing some parts which are overlapping, and after a few final touches, I am just going to jump over to draw her face. I didn't do the rough part and I directly jump on to finalizing her face because I think I just become natural at it with the first try and it looks good. I can totally see so much improvement in this video and my previous video where I made both of them together with a video named How I Color My Characters. You can see that over here, and it's just amazing how it has improved. The hairs, the line art, the face expressions and everything else, it looks so much good. I'm so happy that I waited and I improved my line art before doing anything or publishing anything. Now that the hairs and the face are done, I'm just going to line art the clothes, and you can skip to the part where I color the base colors. After the line art is done, I'm going to make sure that the lines are closed. I merged the both final outline in one, and I'm going to make a line art between the rough and the fair line art. I'm going to color palette it and name it as Skin. I use color sets for every time I have to color my characters so that my color stays same throughout the whole comic. This color set option saved me a lot of time because whenever I'm coloring the same clothes of a character throughout the whole comic, I don't have to go into the previous panel to pick the color. I can just leave it in the color set and use it easily again and again. Now that the skin color is done, I'm going to make another layer below the line art and name it as clothes and color paletting it as well. This is another thing that I use every time so that my layers are not lost. After this, I make sure that my fill tool is always on rough or other layers and the close gap is full turned on. Speeding up this process for you guys, or you can just skip these 20 seconds altogether. After I'm done with this, I made another layer above this layer for the inner clothing of both of them. I made another layer to color their trousers. Making them in different layers helped me in the rendering process a lot because I use gradients, highlights, shadows on every separate layer. After this is done, let's move on to the favorite part of base coloring, coloring the hairs. Making another layer and color paletting it, and I'm starting with Keith's hair, and they are a little redder than the previous time I did that in the previous video. You can check it up here. Doing Logan's hair on another layer so that I can do the shadows, highlighting and everything else separately for both of them. Let's color their eyes in the same layer. I don't need separate layer for both of them as they are so small and so detailed. I can do them in one layer together. After this, I am exporting the image because my base coloring is done. Let's color palette this so we don't miss it. Now, change of plans. I am inspired by this reference here of Your Name. I am using these ribbons as my element in this thumbnail. Why I am using these ribbons? Because my characters are tied with their fate and they are oblivious of that fact, as you can see in their expressions. Now that the coloring is done, I am merging down the line art with the ribbons, and I made the ribbon which is close to us on another separate layer so that I can apply Gaussian blur or any kind of blur separately on it. I'm applying a motion blur on the ribbon which is farther from us. When I watched Your Name, I was so inspired by this ribbon and fate ideas. In Japanese, they say that when two people are meant for each other, they are tied with these red ribbons or something like that. After this, I am importing an image for the background. It is a plain sky image inspired by the idea that they use these kind of images in Weathering with You and Your Name in the backgrounds, when the characters are falling from the sky. I am deleting the 3D model layers and I have lessened the opacity of my background. I am deleting my rough line art and it's done, the base coloring and the base color for the ribbons. Let's add some glow above this background with add glow layer. I will be making a Clip Studio beginner friendly tutorial where I will be sharing how I become like this in 1 month in Clip Studio Paint. I know it's overwhelming. I think that's it for this video. I will be sharing the final parts, highlighting, shadow and everything else in another video because this video is going too long. Do check out the next video for the details of this thumbnail, and I am assuring you they are going to be amazing. And I'll see you next time. Until then, sayonara.